What has been the best part of the trip so far?
The best part of the trip so far for me is the Ray Papel, which we made paper. We made paper. We made it out of scrap paper or reused paper from an office, which had personal information. So we ripped it up into like small pieces. We put it into a washing machine, and then we put it into a blender. Then we put it into like we put this double decker thing down. We tried to dump the water out without dumping the water out. We put it onto a piece of paper. Put it down. We put the top layer off. We started hitting it so it would come down on the paper. We took the top off. We put it over to a drying station. We let it dry for like a couple hours, and then we brought it over. Put a paper over it, started rolling it out, and like putting the thing over to soften it. And then we brought it over to another station where we flattened it out for good. And then it was a little thick and then
the best part of the cruise has been doing the impact activities for me. It's been like one of the best things. We did the student teaching and we did the Rappapel, the paper recycling. Those two things were excellent. So to me, seeing the interaction with the people, especially the interaction with the students, and seeing how they in turn reacted and interacted to us, that was like the best part for me.
The best part for me was the Rappapel recycling paper. Recycling is something that I'm interested in. We've been trying to do it at my job for a couple of years now and haven't really gotten into it, so that was something of interest. And I heard a little bit about how they make the paper, and I was just very curious. And so just to see them and the ladies' faces was just amazing and very inspiring. And then even the candle making, I'd never made candles before, so that was fun as well.
Oh, the concrete floor exercise, that was awesome. You really got to see a project from start to finish. It was a nice sense of accomplishment. And there were 25 people on that. It was kind of ironic, right? A fancy bus pulls up to a poor neighborhood and all these well-heeled people get out and work like crazy for 4 hours and put in a house that had only a dirt floor. And then by the time we left, she had a concrete floor.
Probably the experience of like volunteering and knowing that I'm making an impact on the Dominican.
So we went to the reforestation, and I mean, actually we're out in a swamp and planting mangroves, and the people who actually lived there were about 35 families, I think they said, lived up there. And the kids were just running around and dancing and singing and jumping into the caves with these big pools, and just really connecting with those kids was it was incredible. It was nice because those mangroves are going to help to keep the water source, not just for that community, but for a large part of Puerto Plata.
The kids. By far the kids. We did the student English. Absolutely amazing. Crying amazing. It's great.
Oh, that's great. What made it so great?
I didn't know what to expect coming on here. And as an agent, I really just wanted the experience so that I could sell it better. So that was kind of my selfish reason for doing it. And what I found out was that part of me being about the business changed when I saw those kids. So it was emotional. I didn't expect that. I think that the looks in their eyes and knowing that you were somehow making a difference in their life was absolutely priceless.
For me, it was probably just the people that I got to do the projects with, and like the group environment here on the Fathom Cruise. It's kind of starting to feel like a little family, and a lot of the people that I've developed friendships with, it's been fun. So I think that's probably top highlight for me.
How do you think you've had an impact on the Dominican Republic?
I think we had an impact on the Dominican Republic because we're like helping them make paper, and we are teaching them English, and we're filtering the water, and planting plants and trees, which then helps them get food and water, which then helps them survive. And when I teach them English, they get a better chance of getting a better job, which then gives them a better chance of getting more money, and gives them a better chance of getting more food to survive.
Our group did 250 pieces of paper. That's something that, according to what I understand, they wouldn't get that much production done in a week. So if you're looking at everybody as a whole, just from that one little activity, think about the amount of money we actually helped them make over this short week that we were here is just amazing. To me, that's like one of the best impacts we could have made.
I think my impact is through my presence, and just the group as a whole. The fact that we came there, took time out to spend our day with them, to help them, to learn from them. So I think that made an everlasting impact because they were very appreciative. You can see it in their faces. I also did student teaching, and you can see it in the kids' faces. I was thinking I'd probably make a little more impact as far as teaching them English, but they already came prepared knowing the lesson. So they were able to ask us other questions in English, like, where are you from? Are you on Facebook? That I was very surprised at. So I think them learning from us as well as me learning from them some little Spanish. I have absolutely no Spanish.
I think it varies. For the kids, it was not only English, but it was the idea of learning about the United States. They were very excited about people from the United States. The adults, it was impacting what they do for a living, but it was also the idea that they were surprised we were so willing to help. They were very surprised, and I think that was the great thing is, how pleased they were that people from another country would want to help.
I just feel like I've made a huge impact on their work that they're doing, and I actually helped someone.
The surrounding areas, but I mean, really, it wasn't about helping them. It was about helping me, and that's just the truth.
I think that, with this being, I was scheduled for the first week that got canceled. And so for this really being the first week, what happened then was it was new for everybody. It was new for the kids. It was new for everyone on the ship. And so when we walked into the schools, they didn't know, the children didn't know what to expect either or what was going to happen. And we walked in and they're all, clapping and singing their song, and for the first group, and then for the second group, we clapped as they came in. And the looks on their faces were just, they were in awe. And there were a couple shy ones that warmed up very quickly. In the end, they're hugging and, holding on to you, and it's like, whoa, I got to take these kids home with me. Just that kind of a super feeling that you did impact them just by your presence. It didn't matter if they didn't learn everything you expected them to learn the first day, because my Spanish was horrible. They tried to teach us a little bit of Spanish, and just the repetition, and even when that was all said and done, it's like, okay, what did that word mean again? So the kids felt that same way, but I think once, after weeks and weeks of this, it's going to impact their lives greatly to be able to speak English.
The one that I did was the reforestation project, and so with that we were planting trees in an area to help with reforestation, and so planted 250 trees, I think. That was pretty cool.
How do you think the trip has impacted you?
Because I feel kind of like I felt kind of weird going to a country and volunteering, but then now I feel like it was actually kind of fun volunteering, so I feel like I should do it again.
I would like to do a little bit more community and service work. It was cool to be able to go and see people, actually just see the things we do for them. it's like total strangers you meet, and you're able to do something to change their lives. To me, that's one of the best things, best feelings you can probably ever have.
Well, it makes me really grateful to having running water in my house and all the conveniences. Reminds you to count your blessings and all the good things that you have.
Well, a couple of simple ways. Number one, I improved my Spanish a bit, I think. But the second way is, we've talked about this many times, that the people didn't have a lot, but they were happy and they were appreciative. You know, we get so trapped in the United States with things. Here were people who, by and large, didn't have a lot, and they were very, very happy.
I don't really volunteer a lot, and then I just did this, and it like changed my mind, and it makes me think that I should do more.
It impacted me. It was the opportunity to take this trip really came at a time where I felt like I was not being of help to anyone. I was not doing anything that would help, anyone. I just felt like just doing my day-to-day. And I got on this trip and, was given the opportunity to go and help people and, serve in a way that I had never been given that opportunity before. Something I'll take home with me, definitely, and remember for the rest of my life, and hopefully, instill that in my kids, that need and desire to help others and really step out of their comfort zone to do so.
You can see how it impacted me. It impacted me emotionally. I think that because I didn't come in with an expectation of being so emotionally attached, that it impacted me to the point where it changed how I felt inside about what I did and why I was here. I was going to learn how to sell something, and it impacted me so great that I know going forward, any client that I have that would be interested in this, just my emotional journey from it will make a difference to how they're going to view it. And I think that's important.
I guess it just gets you thinking more about these types of things, because when you just are at home and stuff, you're not thinking about reforestation all the time or recycling or whatever the project may be, like teaching English or cement floors, but when you're actually here in person, you're thinking about it because you're seeing it in person, and so it then affects you going forward. You would be more likely to do projects like this again or contribute to things like this.